to Not a Newspaper at 9. We're here to discuss what's happening in our current world.
I think you mean over 200 years ago, you loyalist. Do you need some water for that flame? Moving on, today we're talking about the Revolutionary War and what happened after.
More specifically, the First Continental Congress, the Second Continental Congress, the Declaration of Independence, the Boston Tea Party, taxation without representation, and Alexander Hamilton. Also, some people who were involved.
Even more specifically, Samuel Adams, John Jay, and John Hancock.
All of these people and events are the reason we live in a free America today.
Let's get started.
The First Continental Congress, back when the United States of America were only 13 undeveloped colonies, influential people called delegates met in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to discuss decisions that were made for the country.
This was called the Continental Congress. The first Congress met from September 5th to October 26, 1774 at Carpenter's Hall, early in the American Revolution. It was started in response to what colonists called the Intolerable Acts.
The Congress was attended by 56 delegates. The delegates who attended the Congress were not of one mind concerning why they were there. Conservatives, such as John Jay, thought they were there to pressure Parliament to resign its unreasonable acts.
Radicals thought their task to be the development of a decisive statement of the rights and liberties of the colonies. Among these radicals were Samuel Adams and John Adams.
Wow, Samuel and John Adams, who were they?
Only some of the most important people in United States history. They were both some of the founding fathers of the United States of America. They were also cousins.
Oh yeah, wasn't John president?
Yep, he was the second president of the United States and the first vice president.
So he was a leader of the American independence from Britain. So he was part of the Continental Congress, right?
Yep.
Well, what about Samuel Adams? What did he do?
He was also a leader of the independence against Great Britain. He is known for organizing the Boston Tea Party, and he signed the Declaration of Independence.
What a family! Well, there was also John Jay, who was part of the Congress. He was the first Chief Justice of the United States and wrote some of the Federalist Papers. So I guess you could say he was an important figure.
That's cool. So what was the Second Continental Congress? Who was in it and why was it created?
The Second Continental Congress started to meet in the summer of 1775, about half a year after the First Congress. And during this time, the official American Revolutionary War between America and Great Britain was beginning to take place.
The Second Congress had the same goals as the first, trying to move the United States towards independence as its own country, adopting the United States Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776.
Many of the same delegates who had attended the First Congress came in the Second, although there were some new additions, one of them being John Hancock.
John Hancock was another American Revolution leader who was a governor of Massachusetts. He is known for signing the Declaration of Independence.
We've been talking about the Declaration a lot. What is it?
The Declaration of Independence was a statement written by Thomas Jefferson declaring the freedom of the 13 American colonies from Great Britain. When creating it, the founding fathers regarded themselves as 13 newly independent sovereign states who were no longer a part of the British Empire.
The document was signed by 56 men in total, and the ideas for independence were finally put into motion.
So, what caused the American people to seek independence from the British?
That, my friend, is a pretty long story, but I suppose I can start from the very beginning. Back when the first settlers...
This is supposed to be 5 minutes.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I guess we can say that it was the idea of no taxation without representation.
Right, when the tea tax was put into place.
Yep, the dreaded tea tax. It was imposed on Americans by the British people.
And the American people were not happy. They began a movement called No Taxation Without Representation because they supposedly wanted representation in the British Parliament.
Although they knew they would be outnumbered, they didn't really want representation. They wanted a catchy slogan that would make the American people want to separate from Great Britain.
Then came the Boston Tea Party.
To protest the tea tax that they considered so unfair, Samuel Adams and the Sons of Liberty boarded 3 ships in the Boston Harbor, and they threw 342 chests of tea overboard. This really pushed the 2 slides closer together.
Of course, there was much more that started the American Revolutionary War, but this was just one reason.
To wrap up, let's talk a little bit about Alexander Hamilton.
Now, in 2016, you may know him as the main character in a famous Broadway play, but back in the day, he was a much more important person.
Alexander Hamilton spoke at rallies, publicly supported General George Washington's proposed ban on British imports, and encouraged the colonies to unite.
He, like other political leaders of the time, helped to solve the war in courtrooms and on paper. But, like other 19-year-olds, he craved martial glory.
Wait, 19?
Yep, he was in college when the Revolutionary War actually began. After the Battle of Lexington, volunteer militia popped up practically everywhere, and he joined one in New York. He read all kinds of war strategy books until he knew as much as any officer, if not more. He never actually graduated from college because the Revolutionary War broke out.
When he was 21, he became a captain whose job was to protect New York. His bravery and hard work impressed superior officers so much that they offered him promotions to worked for them.
Oh, did you know at Harlem Heights, George Washington saw our buddy Alex for himself? George offered him a position as an aide-de-camp, and he accepted the position, although he would rather be on the battlefield.
Wait, what's an aide-de-camp?
An aide-de-camp is a military officer acting as a confidential assistant to a senior officer. He was pretty much stuck to a desk the whole time. After the war, Alexander continued his law studies and passed his bar exam around the same time as Aaron Burr. They worked together a lot and occasionally had the same cases. When Burr tried to run against John Adams as vice president, Hamilton campaigned against him.
Aaron Burr then began campaigning for the office of governor. At a dinner party, Alexander Hamilton let some mean words escape his pie hole. Burr lost the campaign, but later on, as vice president, those mean words made it to him. He demanded a retraction, but Hamilton couldn't remember what he said, as it had been a few months since then.
This led to years of competitiveness, and soon they planned for a duel.
Dueling was a popular way to defend your honor, but it was technically illegal. Rumor has it that Burr practices aim, which is considered dirty in the rules of dueling. Alexander had already lost a son to a duel, so he decided to throw away his first shot, which is when you shoot really far up from your opponent.
To this day, no one knows who shot first. Burr says that Hamilton shot first, but Hamilton second says that Burr shot first.
Well, either way, Alexander Hamilton died.
That was America about 200 years ago, back when we were fighting for independence.
Today, we are a free country with equal opportunity, all because our founding fathers were so awesome.
Wow. So I guess that's it.
That's it. Thanks for tuning in to Not a Newspaper at 9. See you next time when we talk about the
Civil War.